You're staring at your phone at 7:45 p.m. The party starts in 45 minutes. You look good, you actually feel good, but your heart's racing and your mind is screaming, everyone's going to notice how much you've aged. You won't know what to say. You don't feel like you belong there anymore. Your thumb hovers over the text message and you type what you knew you probably were going to type. I'm so sorry. Not feeling well tonight. Can't go. The relief hits immediately. Then the loneliness. Then the disappointment. Then that familiar voice. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be normal? Why can't I just go and attend this thing, right? Or maybe it's the dating app notification. Someone interesting actually messages you and your finger freezes. And you ask yourself, am I too old for this? Yeah, I'm too old for this. I've been out of this game too long. What if he's disappointed when he sees me? So you let the message go unanswered. If this sounds familiar, just stay with me, because understanding what's really happening is the first step to changing it. Hi, I'm Keisha Dent, certified hypnotherapist, and I help women over 40 break free from anxiety, from self-sabotage, from chronic procrastination, and from the paralysis that keeps you stuck despite knowing exactly what you need to change. And right away, I hope that you can hear me okay, because right now there's a helicopter that's just overhead, just there hovering. I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm not sure what's happening right now, but he's been there for a while and I couldn't wait. So hopefully this goes through. Okay. Today, we're diving into the connection between anxiety and self-sabotage and why you keep blocking your own path despite knowing better. And more importantly, what's actually happening beneath the surface. So let's start with the big question. What causes self-sabotage? The answer lies in your subconscious mind, the part of your brain that operates below your conscious awareness and controls about 95% of your daily decisions and behaviors. Your subconscious was programmed during childhood and through significant life experiences. It absorbed beliefs about what you deserve, what's safe, what your limitations are, what your identities are, what your labels are, and what's possible for you, and of course, what's not possible for you. For many women over 40, these beliefs sound like being vulnerable in relationships means getting hurt, or women who prioritize themselves are selfish, or at my age, certain experiences aren't available anymore, or if I don't have complete control, everything will fall apart. These aren't conscious thoughts you're choosing. They're automated programs running in the background. When an opportunity appears, such as a social invitation or a potential relationship or a career advancement, if that opportunity conflicts with your subconscious programming, your brain perceives it as a threat and triggers protective behaviors to keep you in familiar territory. That's what self-sabotage is. It's not a character flaw, it's not a sign that anything's wrong with you, and something that happens a lot to a lot of people in varying degrees of frequency. It's a protective mechanism that has outlived its usefulness. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Anxiety and self-sabotage operate as a team. Anxiety is your nervous system's response to perceived threat. It's the physical and mental experience like happening together, right? Racing heart, things like tight chest, obsessive thoughts, constant worry. Your body is trying to prepare you for danger, even when no real danger actually exists. Self-sabotage is a behavioral pattern that emerges when anxiety is in control. So it's what you actually do in response to the anxiety and those anxious feelings. So here's how that cycle plays out. You feel anxious about something, let's say a social event, and your body interprets this as danger. So to protect you from that danger, you engage in self-sabotaging behavior. So you cancel, you pull away, you say no, you turn it down, you experience temporary relief from the anxiety, and you will often reinforce it with things such as, that's probably for the best. It wouldn't have worked out anyway. I made the right decision. But then, of course, you also feel anxious about making the decision that you made because you know you made it out of fear. You know that you kind of got in your own way and you sabotage yourself. So you might overcompensate, right? By saying yes to something you don't actually want later, which creates more anxiety. And the cycle just perpetuates itself. It just repeats. What makes this particularly challenging for high functioning women is that the self-sabotage often looks productive. And the thing about it is You can tell yourself, well, I'm researching, right? I'm planning, I'm preparing. But the preparation, the planning, it never ends and action never comes. So let me share some common patterns that you might recognize. Creating impossible prerequisites, for example. So you won't go to the dance class until you lose 20 pounds, right? You won't update that dating profile until you have professional headshots. Like the bar keeps moving. And because of that, you never meet it and therefore you never start. Another one is overanalyzing into paralysis. So you'll spend hours researching the perfect vacation, but never book it. You draft that email to reconnect with old friends, but you never send it. So analysis feels productive, but it's sophisticated, sneaky procrastination. Another one is preemptive rejection. You decline invitations before anxiety can make you uncomfortable. You find flaws in good relationships before you can get hurt, right? You protect yourself from potential pain by avoiding opportunity entirely. Another one is using busyness as an excuse a lot, right? So you fill every moment with tasks, with obligations, so you never have to sit with what you actually want. And you become exhausted because never addressing that actually builds up within you. Another way you do it is second guessing your intuition. So you know what you want in your gut and you feel it, but your anxious mind floods you with doubt. So you talk yourself out of what felt right because you can't distinguish between intuitive knowing and anxious worry. So these patterns show up across every area of life. They can show up in relationships, in career, in income, in creative pursuits, in social connections, and in personal growth. So here's an important distinction. Anxiety is the internal alarm, right? And self-sabotage is that response to the alarm. So you can experience anxiety without self-sabotaging. And that happens when you feel the fear and you take action. Anyway, you just push through it and you do it and you learn to manage it and work with it. And you can engage in self-sabotaging behaviors without recognizing that what you're feeling is anxiety. But for most women, these two operate together. And the anxiety says, oh no, this is dangerous. This is unfamiliar. We've never been here before. We're going into uncharted territory. And then the self-sabotage says, well, let's stay safe by staying stuck. Understanding this matters because the solution requires addressing both the anxiety and the underlying subconscious programming. And managing symptoms without changing the programming keeps you comfortable but stuck. So changing behaviors without addressing the root anxiety means kind of just like white knuckling your way through change, which rarely lasts. So if you're recognizing yourself in these patterns, here's what I want you to know. So this isn't about willpower or trying harder, because you've been trying hard for years, let's be honest. But what you need to do is to address the subconscious programming that's been running the show beneath the surface, the beliefs that keep you stuck despite your conscious desire to move forward. And yes, the programming can be changed. Your past doesn't have to dictate your future, but you do need to work with the subconscious mind where these patterns actually live, not just manage the symptoms at the conscious level. So if you're tired of watching anxiety and self-sabotage steal opportunities, connections, and joy from you, if you're ready to understand what's really been keeping you stuck, I want to invite you to 2 resources. First, join our free support circle, the From Anxiety to Empowerment group. And it's a workshop series. It's a safe space where you can connect with others who understand exactly what you're experiencing. You can drop the mask and speak honestly about the patterns that have been blocking your path. And every new member, also, whenever you join an actual workshop, you get a free copy of my book, Life Change Now, a 3-step guide to manifesting what you want through the magic of being who you are. So the link is in the description below. And second, if you find yourself dealing with a lot of these issues that we're describing, I would like to invite you to join for the next From Anxiety to Empowerment workshop, which is actually happening in person on Saturday, February 21st at the Radnor Memorial Library at 11 a.m. So this is called the Imposter Syndrome Trap. And it is about why you second guess yourself and you doubt yourself despite being more than capable. So we're going to talk about where these inner voices, these self-doubting, negative things that we feel about ourselves come from, and also how to push back and how to change the direction and how to change the looping that's going in your head. So definitely check that out. It is an in-person workshop. Again, Saturday, February 21st at 11 a.m. at the Radnor Memorial Library. The link, of course, is in the description. And if you are ready for deeper transformation, you want to address the subconscious program at the root of your anxiety, at the root of your self-sabotage, and you can't join for this in-person workshop, know that we also will be having online workshops as well. So stay tuned for those. But also feel free to reach out and book a free session with me, a free strategy session. We're going to talk and identify exactly what's keeping you stuck, explore what's possible when you address both the anxiety and the underlying beliefs driving your behavior. So check that out as well. And I just want you to know you deserve to live fully, not spend your years managing anxiety while life passes you by. Again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I want to remind you always that in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. So I'll see you in the next video, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Take care.